Alright, hi, this is Quiet Death from DeviantArt or IceFang1000 here on YouTube. I was asked recently to show how I animate on Photoshop Elements since it is a little bit harder than normal things like Flash or something like that, since you have to do certain things you wouldn't normally have to do. Please stay with me because I'm been up since yesterday and I haven't slept. I had a sleepover. I don't really know why they call them that, but bear with me. Alright, so looks like the first thing I do is I make a new file. New file. Dimensions are 50 by 30 inches. It's just easiest for me to do that. And I start by drawing the first sketch of my animation, which is, right now, it's the head of an infected for an icon that I'm making. The first sketch is the first layer on your file or your new page. This is also your first frame. So, yeah. You don't have to draw major details for the sketching, it's just there as a basic, guideline for your next generation. Your line art. Next I do is I make the second frame. I make an onion skin of the first one, so you can barely see it, so you can draw over it with the second layer, which is your second frame. And I slightly move the head so it starts to turn towards the screen. Alright, yeah. Like I said, details aren't that important right now, as long as you got the basic stuff, and as long as you know what you're doing, at least you have an idea of your head of what you want. That's always a good idea. I have no idea how many times I have started an animation had to stop because I didn't know where I was going with it. So once you got the basic sketching on, you move on to your third frame. Hang on a second, I'm checking stuff. So yeah, basically, you can do, on my Photoshop Elements, I can only do 8 frames at a time, but that's what the limit of it'll allow me to animate on. Other things will allow you to do more. So right now I'm only going to do 4 frames, because that's all it takes to turn the head towards you. Very simple. It's great for beginning. Alright, third frame, I move an ear, because it's like little things will make your animation come to life. Like, not just the movement of the head, move the ears. Don't have the fur in the same place if there is fur. And if you, like, infected don't have eyes, but if your creature has eyes, have them blink halfway through. Just make it seem more alive, not just a picture that's moving on a screen. Give my creation life and all that. Yeah, I shouldn't be doing jokes. I'm tired. So now I'm moving on to the fourth. Well, I will be moving on to the fourth and last frame after I finish the sketching and stuff like that. I'm more into on my sketching and stuff like that because it just helps me a lot. So again, I keep the ears though in the same position because you move them too fast and it makes your animation look all jerky and stuff like that. Alright, so I'm finished with my sketch. So once you're finished with your sketch, this is there's steps you're gonna have to do to finish and make it into almost an animated GIF file. What I do is I hide the background layer since I normally have one. I add any details that I might have left out, like an ear here, which is gonna bug me. Anything that's gonna bug you, just put it into your sketch so it's there and you know, okay, that's there. I need to put that in there. Now, save as, don't save, and make sure it's a Photoshop file. Okay. Label the file, which I did. Video head turn 1. Go to the next frame. Make sure it's 100% opacity. Save as frame, on so on. Video head turn 2, and the same with the third frame. Now I go to frame 4. Do the same thing, and if you press save, go back to the previous frame, save as that frame again, and then move on or else you're gonna miss a frame. Now make a new file. This one 15 by 10 inches. Okay, that's important. 15 by 10 inches. Transparent background. See, I messed up here. I put 10 by 15. It has to be 15 by 10. Is what works the best. You're not going to have many problems with it, but you're only going to get 8 frames in. So, you got to be patient. See, I messed up here. My caffeine sugar rush is kind of crashing right now. Alright, so I switched those layers up to 15 by 10, and the pixelation is 72, and the transparent background. Now I put file, place, the first frame, you place it there. Add new layer, file, place, layer 2. And do the same for 3 and 4, file, place, put layer, and don't move the layers, okay, because you want these to line up. You can't have it moving around. Even though, if you notice, mine doesn't go to the end of the screen, that's fine. You can fix it later with your line art. You just don't move the layers. Okay, and don't worry if all the 4 layers, like you can see right now, are all mismatched over it. Don't worry. As long as you see them and you know they're there, you can see now that they're all there. It moves pretty good. I'm happy with my sketch. Remember, it's just a sketch. Go to File, Save for Web. Okay? That will pull up this weird looking thing. You'll have a choice to put as a transparency. Click No Transparent, Animate, and then Save. Okay? Because you want to save it. And when you do save it, now you have your animation, okay? I recommend going online if you have a PC and downloading GIF Animator for PC. That will allow you to preview your animation. If not, go into Windows Movie Maker or whatever you have and put it there so you can see what it is. That's a simple animation. This is my first one. My next one will be on line art, and then the next one will be on coloring. Any questions, you can talk to me on DeviantArt, I'm Quiet Death, or here on YouTube. Alright, bye.